All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is Nitya Ramachandra from the NR Hour Sports Show. This is episode 1043. Fans, please tune in on the Spreaker app. Obviously, everybody knows about our Spreaker app where the fans can ask questions to our guests. And we have a really special guest today on the show. His name is Carson Coleman. He's a pitcher for the Somerset Patriots and also the Yankees prospect. He's working hard every day. The minor leagues working on his craft. His numbers are improving, and obviously we had the opportunity to cover him in person this season with Jersey Sporting News, and obviously we got to see him pitch live a couple times, and obviously he helped Somerset Patriots win the championship this year for them. So thank you, Carson, for joining the show, and obviously your resume speaks for itself, coming from Kentucky and hometown there. And first of all, thank you for joining, and how are you and your family doing today? And congrats again on winning that championship.
No, thank you, and thanks for having me. But I'm doing good. Family's doing good. It's nice to get to spend some consistent days together, other than seeing them, in the short little time span you can when they do come get to visit. But so it's good getting to see everyone.
Yeah, but fans, this show was supposed to be at 6 p.m., but we moved it up because today is a big Game 5 for the Yankees against the Cleveland Guardians. And real quick before we get to in your career, what's your take on the series so far, and how confident are you that the Yankees can close this out and move on?
No, I think the Yankees will get it. Obviously, I think if you when you're down a couple games, or you win the first one, you lose the next two, and obviously you're put on the ropes a little bit. I think when you win that one, usually that favors you really well. And it sounds like Cortez is going to get the ball today, and I'm sure he's gonna give a quality start, and hopefully everything else falls in place. But I think the Yankees will get that Game 5 today and hopefully move on.
Yeah, so tell our fans, how did you get started in baseball, and how did you become a pitcher? And obviously, you're living your dream right now. But how did you become interested in baseball?
Uh, my dad always loved baseball. I grew up going to Reds games because that was close to Lexington in Kentucky, and I just started playing when I was little. I think I fell in love with it. I enjoyed baseball, and I never thought I'd be at this point, but definitely in high school when you realize maybe you're capable of playing baseball at a high level, it's exciting. Obviously, it's a huge commitment, but yeah, I mean, when I saw that opportunity to potentially play college ball, and even then, I actually I was going to play at Cincinnati as a middle infielder. And suddenly I was just a guy that, threw really hard across the infield and had a lot of movement. And someone said, hey, you should maybe try pitching. And next thing you know, I got a lot of attention on the pitching side. I decided to roll with that. And, kind of the rest is history there. Go to Kentucky and I guess get drafted by the Rays first, and then obviously the Yankees next. And, second year in pro ball, here I am now. But that's really been about it.
Yeah, so speaking of pitching, and obviously who did you look up to growing up in the major leagues while you were growing up?
No, I don't know if I ever had a specific guy. I would say that I really enjoyed watching. I did always enjoy watching Mariano Rivera, so that was always a classic. But like guys like Max Scherzer now are always, and I know that's obviously a rival now, but those are guys I always enjoyed or watching. But truthfully, I just always enjoyed. Same with whether it was football or basketball, baseball. I just kind of enjoyed, I guess seeing guys' talents. Like there's so many good arms that you could put on a game at any given day or time, and watch some of these guys and watch how good they are, their stuff, how they compete. Those are all high level guys. I just enjoy watching it, period. I don't know if I've ever had that one dude I really looked up to entirely. Not saying that in a bad way, just that's just kind of how it was.
Yeah, so for you, obviously coming your hometown is Lexington, Kentucky, and what was it like for you just to go to the College of Kentucky and pitching in your hometown in front of your friends and family, where they can come to every home game? How special is that for you, being able to do that?
No, that was special. I know it meant a lot to my parents, and it meant a lot to me that I was able to play college baseball in front of them, and obviously be comfortable in my hometown, and to, have Kentucky across my chest. That's always a cool feeling and something I'm, very prideful of. So So yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was really cool to me, or special to me as well.
Yeah, so we are live with Somerset Patriots pitcher, Yankees prospect and champion Carson Coleman. We already have a fan question for you that just joined in. One of our fans wanted to know what's that one piece of advice so far that you got in your career?
My one thing of advice, especially baseball wise or life, I guess you could give it to, was really just kind of always feel like you belong. Um, never feel like anything's too big for yourself. No matter what it is you're doing, whether it's baseball or anything in life, never feel like things are, I guess, too hard for yourself, because baseball is hard. Life's hard. Nothing's going to be entirely easy. So, if you, I guess, that sense of comfortability or sense that you do belong or you're where you are for a reason, I think that gives you a good sense of confidence. So that's always been something that stuck with me really well.
Yeah, so I got to ask you this. Obviously, since you played infield earlier in your career, and and someone told you to switch to a pitcher, did you ever think to yourself maybe you could just stick with hitting and also pitch like Shohei Ohtani?
No, definitely not. As soon as I saw college pitch, I was like, I think I'm happier on this end of the baseball field. So, I mean, you see pitching ninja stuff like that nowadays. Everyone's got nasty stuff. Everyone throws really hard. I mean, I'm sure I would have adjusted a little bit, but probably not that much. So, no, probably would not have been someone like Shohei Ohtani, but he's obviously an unbelievable
Yeah,
and special player, once in a lifetime kind of the guy. So, but that's really cool what he does. I wish I could do that. That'd be cool.
I love asking this question to baseball players because obviously most baseball players used to hit. I mean, used to play on in the outfield, infield, and then transition to pitching. And I always like to ask this question because now, like you said, it's a rarity to see this type of player in baseball. So that's why I love to ask this question just to get your guys' thoughts on it. But for you, tell our fans what were some of your best moments at Kentucky there.
Getting to play in the SEC was probably the most fun. And my freshman year, we did make it to a regional and we won that, and then went on to lose in the supers. But all that stuff, that was definitely one of the coolest memories. But alongside of that, when you get to play, I've seen guys on Friday nights, whether it was Kyle Wright, Casey Mize, Brady Singer, Alex Lang, you play against a lot of guys. Like, so many guys in the big leagues today are just guys that I simply played with in college, and obviously SEC was a big part of that. So those were a lot of good memories, and getting to travel and see all these different college towns. That was traveling and stuff like that's always been something cool to me, and getting to see those different cultures or environments, and definitely stadiums and baseball fields. I think that stuff's just really cool. It makes it a lot of fun. So that's probably some of my biggest memories for sure.
Yeah, speaking of Wright, and he's with the Braves, right? Right now, right? Oh, thank you. Oh,
So
hmm.
yeah,
Can
there
you,
you go.
oh,
There
can
you
you hear
go.
me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So Wright, your former teammate, he's with the Braves, right? If I'm right.
No, Kyle Wright played at Bandy, but just again, just getting to see him back in his days in college, or just in the dugout across from him, or compete against some of the guys. That's always just it's a cool feeling. Those are great pitchers or great athletes. So that's a really cool thing to see. And that's just the pitching side. Obviously, you get to see a lot of positional guys who are now studs in the big leagues as well. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we have another fan question for you. They want to know. They want to know about your draft experience. Take us back to your draft experience, and what was that like? Waiting for your name to be called and waiting with your family and friends.
Obviously it's a stressful thing, or it can be. Definitely one thing you quickly realize is the simple fact of getting drafted, no matter what round it is obviously a very challenging and big feat to accomplish for anyone. It's so obviously it's something I was very grateful that I was there for, especially get to do it with my girlfriend, family, and friends. obviously it's an exciting thing, and regardless of how it happened, obviously 2020 and the COVID stuff was a lot of wild stuff, but it's an exciting process. The fact that you get to be there alone is that's a good accomplishment. It's something to be proud of. But at the same time can be stressful, but obviously, however it works out, it works out. I'm happy to be where I am now. But especially when you get that call and you know that you're going to move on to that, that obviously it's the baby step of the dream. Obviously the dream's to make it to the big leagues, but still that, the fact that you say, oh, you just got drafted by the Rays or you're signing with the Yankees or however you want to put it, that's awesome. That's a really cool thing. And both those moments were very fun and very awesome to get to spend with, friends and family. So that was cool.
Well, yeah, speaking of Tampa, obviously they do a great job with their pitching development, bringing up these young pitchers, and they go from the within in the organization. And then the pitching staff always do a great job. And how ironic was it for you getting drafted by Tampa and then signing with the Yankees? How ironic was that?
I guess it's pretty ironic. Both obviously great organizations, and like you said, especially on that pitching standpoint, and great with the development throughout the minor leagues and all that. And obviously, I'm very happy with the steps that I've been able to take with the Yankees. So, they're both obviously really great organizations, and I'm happy I'm with the Yankees.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, those are two great organizations. It's a ironic, cool thing to look back on.
And we're even happy also that you're with the Yankees, man. You're a hell of a pitcher. You're working hard, and you showed it this year, man. And Dan Fiorito, your manager, put you in pressure situation, and you got it done. And you were able to. We'll get to the championship later, but I want to. One of our fans, we have another fan question for you. They want to know, what did you learn? They want to know, what did you learn in Pro Bowl that got you to this point?
That for me as a pitcher, I guess you could say, or as a closer or relief pitcher, obviously you're going to have either a good outing or a great outing or a bad outing or a fine out, however you want to put it, good or bad. You play 140, 150 games in a season, it's just, I guess that cliche saying of saying, it's a marathon, not a sprint, not letting get you down or maybe get you too high. And definitely keeping things simple, try to be a little loose. I mean, I think one big thing for me this year was learning how to be a little loose.
Yeah.
In a very good way, or like almost careless, but like in a good way, if that makes sense. Obviously, I don't want to say like that, but it's you almost want to feel like you're going out there knowing that, like, no matter what happens, good or bad, or especially if it was bad, I guess I should say, that it's not going to define you or bring you down or anything like that. So that was something big for me, because especially, whether I did go out there and get a save, especially if it was on a Friday, I knew that there would be a chance I would have to go do it maybe Sunday or maybe even Saturday the next day, however. And if I had a bad one, it was the same idea, oh, I had a bad one. Now I just got to move on to that next one and hopefully get the job done then. And that was like the Hartford series. I went into extras and technically that game, I gave up a bomb. But then, within the next 2 days, I was back in this exact same situation, trying to help us clinch the first half. And, it's the exact same moments where you're just trying to stay even-minded, I guess, and, just try and do your job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So speaking, how special is it for you to be part of this Yankees team in the minor league system? Obviously, they have a lot of top prospects coming up pretty soon here. And what was it like just to be playing with some of them, like Anthony Volpe, who is in AAA right now, and Jason Dominguez now up at Somerset? What's it like just to be part of this special young group of talent that would be the next wave of Yankees?
No, it's awesome, and obviously getting to see that kind of talent is. It's one of a kind talent. It's awesome and great that you get to see it on an everyday basis. The stuff that Dominguez or Volpe does are always amazing. I'd say probably an even better side of it is probably just getting to know them as people, because both those guys are, those are two hell of guys that you get to be, one, friends with, and two, teammates with. So those are two two great dudes that you enjoy getting to show up to the field every day and compete with, and just everything. Those two good dudes, all those prospects, and more importantly, just that Somerset team as a whole. That was great chemistry, great dudes. That was a team you'd love showing up every single day to. So that was it was a great team. It's coaching staff, everything involved. Great.
Yeah. Speaking of, tell her I gotta tell our fans. Obviously, Matt Sawyer, your teammate, had a heck of a game this year with 17 strikeouts. What was it like seeing that? And you guys now, as a pitching staff, have competition with him?
With the Matt Sauer?
Yeah.
No, I mean, shoot. I mean, you're more happy just for your teammates. I mean, sure, you might have any kind of inside competition, but maybe not to that extent. We're always competitive. But when you do something like that, especially as crazy as what Matt did that one game, that's just like I'm pretty sure we kept bringing it up for days after that. To where like, hey, Matt, you just struck out 17 or 18 or however many you just struck out in 8 innings. So that was a great accomplishment from him, and more so just watching him do that was awesome. Because you're watching your friend, you're watching your teammate accomplish something awesome. So that was really cool.
Yeah, so we have another fan question for you. They want to know, what was it like being part of the rehab assignments? They want to know with Aroldis Chapman, Steven Ridings, and Harrison Bader. Speaking of Bader, he's killing it right now in the Cleveland series. But what was it like being part of that rehab assignment for them, working their way back to the Yankees?
No, it's cool to always get to have those guys. Obviously, whether it's Bader or Chapman, obviously, Chapman, that's been one of the best relief pitchers in all of baseball for a long time now. So getting to see him up close and personal, or even see him wearing the same jersey that you're wearing, it's a cool feeling, and it's cool to have those guys around. Great dudes, obviously great baseball players. It's also very cool to see that they're they're just as human as you too, because obviously you watch these guys on TV and you look up to them, so you almost think that they're like superhuman, but it also kind of makes you feel good. Makes you feel good when you know that you're just kind of a step away too. You're just kind of right about there. But no, it's always cool getting to have those guys around.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to interview Bader actually when he was in the rehab, when they announced that his rehab assignment would be in Somerset. We were at that game. We got to interview him, and what a special talent, special guy, and he deserves this moment as he's killing it right now with the Yankees and the Cleveland series. But speaking of chemistry, obviously Austin Wells, one of the Yankees' top catching prospects. How special was it throwing to him this year, especially in the playoffs and during the season?
No, I love Wells to death. I think he's a great catcher and obviously a great ball player. He's always been one of my favorite dudes. I think he's going to be a hell of a ball player at the next level one day. And I've gotten to throw to him a lot last year and this year, and I've always loved throwing to Wells. It's always just a good chemistry thing to where that both of y'all are kind of competing for each other. But no, great dude, great ball player.
Yeah, so we have another fan question. We're loving this fan interaction, and they want to know about manager Dan Ferrito, and obviously he's been with the Yankees as a player. He knows about this. He knows about the Yankees style, and what was it like playing for him this year? They want to know.
It was great. Fio is, again, great manager, even better friend. He's a great dude to have a relationship with. He definitely watches out for you, all the players. Puts you first. Always watching out for you. Had great feel for our, whether it was our health, or making sure that we were in the best position to win, stuff like that. But obviously a great manager, and I was very happy to be able to that's something. He was with Somerset the whole year.
Yeah.
That's a big accomplishment for him, especially being from I can't remember I think he's from New York, but still up in his area. So I was happy that we were able to bring home a championship for him too. So that was a cool thing. But great manager. Loved getting to play underneath him.
And a manager and the coaching staff that believed in you from day one and putting you in pressure situation. And how special is that? What do you say that made you become a better pitcher, and then have for them to give you the confidence to go out there and pitch?
No, it means a lot. To get those opportunities, it means a lot. And, I'd like to say that it speaks loudly of obviously what they think of you. But obviously selflessly in those situations, I just want to, compete and do my job and do it the best I could. Like I said, on a consistent basis, because obviously that's the biggest part of it. But no, I always appreciate that, and obviously whether it was good or bad, I appreciated him giving me the opportunity. Like the Hartford series, for example. Obviously, I failed once, but he gave the same opportunity to me. 2 days or a day later, I guess you could say, and that means a lot. That just means he still trusts you, and and then especially being able to get the job done. It makes you feel really good as a player, because it's, again, like I said, baseball's hard. It's not easy, no matter what point of view it is, no matter what level. It's a hard thing mentally, physically. So I really appreciate the coaching staff, Casa and Bio and Bossy, all those guys. So that was great.
Yeah, so we have another fan question. They want to know what was it like playing with Anthony Volpe at Somerset before he got called up to AAA? And obviously he's a special talent, one of the top shortstops right now. And they want to know what was it like just to be with him, play with him, and learning from his how he goes about his business.
No, it's great. It's always, he's one of those guys where, clubhouse or out on the field, he's a guy that, makes you better. Getting to see him, how he goes about his stuff is great. Obviously having him right behind you as a pitcher, anything getting hit his way, you don't have to sweat that or anything like that. Because the one thing defensively I always said with Volpe is, it's one thing for guys to dominate the routine play, but I feel like whether it's a diving play or him doing a Jeter throw, anything like that, I feel like those are his routine plays. So getting to watch him do that was always always awesome. But I mean, yeah, he's a heck of a talent. Getting to watch him constantly hit go ahead home runs, walk off home runs, walk off whatever, I've seen him do it too many times than anything. So no, I mean, Volpe's a great dude and
Yeah.
great, obviously. I'm sure. I hope he's playing at the next level here soon. I'm sure he's gonna be great.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, he was at the Yankee game. I think it was game 2. I think, yeah, he was there. They were showing him on the big screen, and everybody gave him a standing ovation. And like I said, hopefully we get to see him pretty soon in the majors. So I gotta ask you, what take us to that moment, the championship game. Obviously the offense was on fire. They were clicking on all cylinders, putting up runs. And then you came in to close out the game. What was that like? How special was that for you, and to be able to close out that game and win the championship?
Obviously, that's I don't know if I think the word honor is maybe a little dramatic, but it's a special feeling to be to be that guy that gets to close it. Obviously, I wish Randy could have gone the whole game. I'm sure they gone the whole game and hopefully still completed a no hitter. I know the crowd did too, because that was definitely a weird moment where I came out there, because obviously, and I'm sure they're not booing at me, but there's booing, and then obviously like a minute later, Aaron Judge hits his it was either 61st or 62nd. I think it was 61st at that moment.
First, I think, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so obviously, and then everyone starts cheering, and you're just like, okay, this is just a whole emotions going up and down, but I don't think I really thought about the no hitter too much. I just wanted to, again, treat else, just do my job. Obviously, I can't try and make, well, not entirely, can't try, and I'm gonna throw my best stuff. If they end up getting a hit, oh well. Obviously, I don't want to give up a no hitter, but I was happy that I was able to keep that intact, especially in a moment as winning the championship, stuff like that, and then obviously getting to celebrate that and be at the bottom of the dog pile. That was my first time ever getting to do that, so that's it's a special feeling, especially getting to be the guy that closed it out. It's an awesome feeling, and obviously awesome accomplishment for all the guys, because that was all something we all wanted, and everyone was just as excited as I am, so that was a lot of fun.
Speaking of the no hitter, Luis Severino is like your good luck charm. because the first no hitter he was there, the second no hitter he was there too. So, what would you say that Luis Severino is like the good luck charm of no hitters for Somerset?
No, I guess he definitely can be. Obviously I wasn't there for the one last year, but the one this year, that was also a lot of fun. Obviously Severino's a
Mm-hmm.
hell of a pitcher, and when you got that guy getting to throw 4 or 5 innings for you, obviously that's going to give you a good start for the rest of the bullpen, anyways. And then getting to have guys like Jennings and
Yeah.
Gomi get to finish that kind of stuff out too. It's always great.
So,
Also great. They're accomplishing that
yeah.
along too.
Randy Vasquez and Steven Jennings, man, they're special talents. Also, Gomez.
Mhm.
Gomez has been showing a lot of. He had a great year this year too, and I'm loving the way the Yankees the pitching, including you, the pitching prospects are they're the Yankee fans should be excited about you guys.
No, I think there's a lot of those guys that they should be excited about, whether they're, I guess you could say, big names or prospect names or not. There's a lot of guys in the Yankees org that I think can contribute or will be a good pitcher at the next level. I have no doubt about that. There's a lot of us for sure.
Yeah, so we'll take one more fan question. They want to know, what does it mean for you to be a Yankee and wearing that Yankee symbol, and they want to know what's going to be like once you get that call up.
One, it means a lot. Obviously, when you put your name with the Yankees, obviously that just gives a very a high standard of representation. Obviously, there's the huge fan base. Everyone loves the Yankees. Obviously, the standard too with the Yankees is obviously high. So, just getting to put your name to something as elite as the Yankees are, obviously that's it's a great feeling, and it makes you feel. I don't know if I'd say accomplished, because obviously you got to still make the accomplishments, but obviously the accomplishments that have come with it, it definitely again, whether it was the draft process or whatever, the fact that you get to say, hey, whether I make it to the show or not, the fact that you get to put even minor league pinstripes on and all that, that's a great accomplishment and a big deal to myself, my family, to my friends. So that's a cool feeling for sure. What was the second part you had? Oh,
He said one of our fans want to know about what's going to be like if you once you get the call up. Actually, when you get the call up.
I think it would be a pretty surreal feeling. I don't know if I'll know what to think. Obviously, that's a dream. So I hope that happens. I'll sure as heck be working towards it and working even harder this year to hopefully do so, and whether it's next year or the coming years. But no, that would be a surreal feeling. You dream about it, you think about it a lot. Obviously, you don't. It's not like I put too much pressure on myself. I just got to try and just keep doing what I'm doing, however that is. But no, that that would be a great moment. I hope it happens. I would love to do it with the Yankees too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a couple more things here before I let you go. What are you working on this off season for yourself to get better as a pitcher and then getting ready for next season?
Still trying to hone in some of the stuff that I already accomplished this year. Definitely, refine some of the secondary pitches to go along with my fastball. Things that are going to help me, hopefully get that call one day. It's obviously one thing to be very accomplishing at, whether it's a double A level, which is double A is definitely a very challenging level in minor league baseball. You face a lot of great talent, a lot of great prospects, guys who are in the big leagues or will be in the big leagues next year. But obviously it's great to get developed in the minor leagues, especially with an organization like the Yankees. But obviously the next steps to get to the big league. So just trying to accomplish those things that's going to make me a good pitcher at that level, and hopefully be able to do well in double A continuously or triple A to get there. So that'll be what I'll be working on. So yeah.
Yeah, so I got to ask you about Oswaldo Cabrera, man. This guy is a spark of energy, man. Once he got the call up, nothing phases him. He was already contributing right away, and obviously he spent time at Somerset too. And talk about him and his talent and his growth, and obviously he's playing. I mean, obviously in the playoffs, he's already adapting well into the playoffs. So talk about him, and he can play multiple positions. Everybody's comparing him to Ben Zobrist.
So obviously Cabrera is like you said, he's a heck of a ball player. He's definitely adaptable. I know when I've only gotten to play with him a couple times. Obviously, I've only had maybe a year and a half kind of with him where I've actually gotten to be around him. But he's always been a great dude to me. He's always treated me really well. And I know all the guys, staff, and players always loved him as a teammate and obviously a player. And I know when he first got called up, regardless of how, whether his first game or first week or however it was going to be in the big leagues, they knew that he was going to, be able to rise to the occasion, I guess he said. And I think he's probably done that and more. Anytime I've been watching the Yankees games, I'm definitely obviously rooting hard for the Yankees, but it's always a little special when I see, Cabrera making a good play or whether he hits a bomb, any stuff. I love seeing it. That's a great ball player. And, again, even better dude.
And I feel like the Yankees needed that type of spark, and I'm happy for him. And he worked hard to also throughout his minor league career, and now he's getting a chance. And Aaron Boone's putting him in this pressure, and he's contributing. And before we get to the last two things, I want to ask you about Clayton Beater, man. This guy, obviously in the trade for Joey Gallo, and he came in to you guys, and something clicked for him. And obviously, the different pitcher now. He had a great year with you guys in the second half. Talk about him and tell more about. I mean, tell our fans about him and what changed for him. Do you think?
Obviously I can't speak for Beater. I know even beforehand and even now, I've never seen a guy strike out so many guys who does. I thought it's always awesome to watch Beater. You always had a lot of confidence when he was going out in the game. You knew he was gonna, give you a good start, and he was gonna seem what seemed like he was gonna punch out half the world. But again, he's a great guy, great teammate, great pitcher. He works hard. I know he cares a lot. He definitely wears it, puts that weight on his shoulder, whether he maybe had a rough outing or not. I know maybe him, in the trade situation like that. Obviously I don't know too much about his time with the Dodgers or anything like that. I just obviously had my experience with Beater, and he's a great friend of mine. But I think anyone from those kind of standpoints, you can just look at it for, a clean slate. You're with a new org, new teammates, new team, and I think he just took that as like maybe a new stepping point, new start for him, and I think he ran with it. And obviously, I think he did great, and I think he's gonna be really, really good. And hopefully he'll be a big leaguer here soon. But Peter, great dude, great player.
Yeah, and speak about the fans this year for you guys. They've been supportive the whole year, and obviously riding through the championship. And we got the first hand of the fans. We were, like I said, we were covering you guys this season. The fan base is amazing there in Somerset, and Sparky Lyle, he brings a spark too. And what's it like, the fans?
No, I mean they were great. It's when you obviously travel and you get to see other fan bases and stuff like that, it definitely makes you grateful for the Somerset fans, especially on the weekends when they would pack it out. That makes baseball fun. So thankful for them. Happy they came out and packed that stadium on a pretty consistent basis. Again, like I said, that makes fun baseball. So that's fun to play with. And obviously great fans too. So appreciate that.
Yeah, so the last two things here, our team is part of this foundation. It's called the Hugh Jackson Foundation. He's a former NFL coach. Now he's coaching at Grambling State University, and we're trying to help him prevent human trafficking, make sure the community stays safe and everybody stays safe. So we'll send you the foundation so you can go check it out.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I would love to check that out.
And the last thing here, would you like to say anything to all the nurses, doctors, and all the essential workers right now?
Obviously thankful that they're thankful for everything that they do. I'm grateful for that. Obviously, I know that's a heavy workload and a lot of work that they do for all of us. So thankful, grateful, and really appreciate them.
And I'm gonna let you close it out. Tell our fans where they can find you on social media and where they can follow you.
Sure, I gotta think. I think my Instagram username is Carson_Coleman 34. I've always had 34, so that was kind of thrown in. hopefully I'll be 34 for most of my career. I would love to, but and then I think Twitter is just Carson_Coleman. But if any of you guys want to follow, please do. I think they both should be public, but you guys feel free to follow or DM if you guys have any questions, anything like that. I'd love to answer.
Yeah. There you have it. Carson Coleman, Somerset Patriots pitcher and Yankees prospect, and also champion who helped Somerset Patriots win the championship this year. Thank you for joining us. It was truly an honor. And fans, thank you for the fan interactions and the questions to Carson today. And like I said, thank you again. And we're looking forward to covering you guys next season in Somerset. And I can't wait for that season. But let's go Yankees. Big game today. Game 5 coming up soon here. But Carson, thank you again.
No, absolutely. Appreciate it.
No problem.